Supported killing of American citizens by ICE. Please tell me why you keep supporting it. Please answer, please. No, I'm not. But I'm not in support of the IRGC killing its own citizens either. Would you be in support of China nuking the American heartland? And as long as they said, oh, we're doing this because Trump is killing their own citizens? Would you be in support of that? Would you be in support of China nuking your parents? And there is not really an adequate comparison here because China is the power and influence gap, or the technological gap between China and America is not as vast as the technological and influence gap between Iran and the United States of America and Israel. That's why the only comparison I could potentially make is like a truly alien force that is like technologically superior, that's like totally removed from this planet, comes in and starts attacking America, not even China. Yes, Tim Pool is actually defending me against naysayers. Stop making me defend Hassan. He's explaining, as I have for 14 years, that commercial drone technology has created an insane level of warfare. Saying you can buy these things is not telling people to buy them. And I've said the exact same thing Hassan has said here and to the U.S. government. The world has the world is frozen. The pigs are flying. It's the rarest of Tim Pool W's. The broken clock is showing what time it actually is. Why is he saying that? Because Canary Mission has looked at what Ethan Klein was using as a clip and has decided this is a good opportunity to attack one of the most committed anti-Zionists in American media and terror jacket him. Another Israeli agent, Eyal Yacobi, among many other right-wing accounts on the timeline, are posting this to much virality. The clip itself, ironically enough, doesn't actually suggest what the description is saying. Eyal Yacobi, Israel's worst Hasbarist, says, breaking, Hassan Piker tells his audience to commit terrorist attacks. Just make fucking drones. You can purchase them online marketplaces. China literally sells explosive ordnance delivery mechanisms that you can put on a DJI drone. Now let's look at the actual clip. Again, that's a Shahed drone. Like, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
Bro, you really actually don't need I was thinking about this with like the Afghanistan, the Taliban, Pakistan fight that was taking place. And I was really thinking about this. You really don't need suicide bombing anymore. You know, because like the Taliban guy was like, oh, you have nuclear arms, but we have like suicide bombers. Like, we'll just blow up your country with suicide bombers. And it's like, you really don't need that anymore in drone warfare, right? You don't need that at all. Just make fucking drones. Just, you can purchase them from, you can purchase them in the online marketplace. Like, China literally sells like explosive ordnance delivery mechanisms that you can put to a DJI drone that you can purchase. Like, it's pretty funny that they don't even try to clip it out of context. Okay? They just put the context in it. And people that watch the video can understand exactly what I'm saying. But because people are so fucking stupid, half of this stuff just relies on people not watching the video. I know. At virtually no significant cost in comparison to sophisticated equipment that you need to put together. Should I sue this councilwoman? Hassan Piker is telling his followers to make suicide drones. Also, Hassan Piker said that America deserved 9/11 and has hosted Houthi terrorists on his stream. I know I usually have a policy of not doing this, But I think we should maybe we should hit the fucking defamation suit. Anyway, here's a couple pictures of our mayor and a current city councilman hanging out with him recently. I'm thinking about it. No, don't tweet, just sue. No, I'm going to... There are literally more people watching the stream now than voted for her. It won't hurt to talk to some lawyers. No, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going against my my previous policy of not suing these fucking animals. Cuz like it's pretty obvious what's going on. You can see from the video there. So I guess like you kind of at that point you're doing that for the love of the game, right? Like you're doing suicide bombing just for the love of the game cuz like you want to keep it old school. Is that what it is? Why is bro saying that? I'm just saying it's like insane that I mean this is functionally what you could get away with if you facilitated like a somewhat difficult to pull off suicide bombing strike, right? And instead, you're just using a Shahed drone that's like, what, $10,000? They watermarked the video as well. I think it's worth suing a person in office doing defamation compared to random Twitter posters for sure. Yeah, no, that's why I was... Congressman Randy Fine wants to deport you over this. Yeah, this is what I mean. That's why I was saying, like, litigiousness is annoying, as you're rightly pointed out, but as elected public officials, you have to draw a line, I think. Yeah. No, I'm going to... that's why I'm drawing a line. If it wasn't an elected official, I wouldn't give a shit. Who gives a fuck what some, like, random dickhead on Twitter says? Yeah, suing a content creator for being a bitch is very different than suing a flagrantly racist councilwoman in New York City. I love that Randy Fine keeps posting that image because it looks like it says deport Randy Fine. I agree. Please sue this fucker too. Oh yeah, it was originally boosted by Ethan Klein. Enjoy discovery and all your evils being legally revealed, Hasan. Okay. I don't know what these guys think like a defamation lawsuit is going to reveal. Do they legitimately think that I'm in contact with like the Taliban or like the Iranian government or something? Because if that was the case, that wouldn't come out in a fucking legal suit. The FBI would be knocking on my fucking door far before this came to, defamation territory. Wait, when I finish my documentary about you? What documentary? Someone in Iran probably getting bombed because they watch you. Okay. Stepdad. Yeah, I saw this. Over on the H3 subreddit, diehard fans have been registering to discuss with Ethan and Gila Klein's enthusiastic support for Trump and Netanyahu's civilian slaughter campaign in Iran. As always, critical posts are being deleted. Just FYI, they will get AOL chat logs from 2004. They go back in that shit. They get all your contacts. Yeah, except I don't have anything. This would only be pertinent if there was actually some kind of sincere connection that, guys, are you fucking stupid? It's defamation for that case. Some of you guys are sincerely stupid. Like you think you're being helpful, or you think you're like hypersensitive or whatever. No, in the discovery they will point out you said everything you're trying to say you didn't say because you wanted to interpret it in a different way. Chowder lawyers are like, so if I land on Park Place, does it mean I get all the penalty money? Anyway, the other thing was, this basically this cult situation. Good luck, everyone. All peace and love. This is the last post I'll make here. It's by far the most difficult one I've made. I've fought for Ethan in so many subs. I defended Gila nonstop since October 7th. I've lost my fiance, friends, and my own mental health defending the clients of this podcast for years now. But watching Ethan cheer on what's been happening in Iran in his IG stories has been eye-opening. For the first time, I can see what the snarkers have been saying. Ethan doesn't care about innocent people's lives. He doesn't care about the slaughter that has and will continue to happen. As long as he can have a dunk on Hassan, he's going to do it. I remember Gila posting praise for Israeli fighter pilots after the strikes in Iran months ago, and it left a bitter taste, but I just tried to move past it. But watching him cheer on the onset of a massive war in the Middle East that has been the straw that broke the camel's back. Canceled my membership, unsubscribed, and I'm done with it all now. This pod has destroyed my mental health, and I'm finally having some introspection and realizing that it's not worth it. There hasn't been goofs and gaffs since October 7th, and I was kidding myself into thinking that they would return. My favorite crew members were Olivia and Cam that left long ago, and I'm beginning to think it was because of Ethan. And there's some other posts that have all been deleted. So good luck, everyone. I know for a fact there are so many amazing people here, but ask yourself if you're okay with Ethan posting celebratory videos while dozens of schoolgirls are dead from those actions. If you are, carry on enjoying the show. I can't anymore, so thanks to everyone here who have ever reached out to help me in my previous posts. I've met some wonderful and amazing people in this community. All the best to you all. It sucks. I love this pod so much. Spent thousands on Teddy Fresh. Shows become unrecognizable. I can't sit with a straight face and say peace and love while Ethan is celebrating attacks the end of the lives of dozens of schoolgirls just so we can dunk on Hassan. It's all gone to shit. So this is it for me, guys. For those wondering why I would make this post and not just leave, understand that I've sunk so much effort and my life into this pod. I recognize now it was a mistake and I could have saved myself so much money, time, and maybe even my relationships that have been destroyed over an internet show. Watching Ethan call everyone who's critical of him a snarker just reminds me of Trump blaming Biden and Obama for everything. It's that level of delusion and an unwillingness to ever admit he was wrong. The whole thing has become so sad and boring to watch, and I don't have it in me to care anymore. Now, I'm going to say, look, we have a saying in Turkey, zararın neresinden dönersen kârdır. Okay? Which translates loosely to no matter where you turn away from a loss is profit. Okay? So even if it took this much, 2.5 years, great. As long as you identify what caused you to remain in this cult, whether it be sunk costs, whether it be, whatever it might be, right? It's good that you are beginning to recognize that you were duped. Better late than never. Okay? That's it. Also, if there's ever a situation where you're stuck between defending me and your marriage, you should probably stick with your fiance. Let's keep it a $150. Okay? Like, there's a difference considering what my worldview looks like. Because if you're having like active conflict with your friends over my perspective, that's still a little crazy. But more often than not, you might be up against a person who has been duped by a pedophile or duped by a sex criminal, duped by an Israel defender. So there is a little bit of validity to wanting not to maintain a relationship with a person like that. But there's limits to that. You know what I mean? If you value your friendship, then it's understandable that you don't talk to them about politics, Depends on what the context is, to be honest. Yeah. Mine just thinks you're an idiot, lol. I mean, yeah, who cares? Don't talk about this issue with them. Your relationships in the real world are significantly more important, in my opinion. If you're going to if you want to change their minds about like actual politics and actual policy, that's different. I do, however, believe that you should probably, stick with your real world friendships. My husband calls you my internet boyfriend.